Welcome dear students and Jai Swaminarayan. In the previous class, we were discussed about a in-text question answer given in the textbook. Today we will discuss a remaining question answer given in the textbook. So let's start the remaining question answer given in the textbook. So the questions given in the textbook, page number 216, right? There are 5 questions given in the textbook, page number 216, right? We discuss the answer of these 5 questions. So question 1 in a page number 216. Judge the equivalent resistance when the following are connected in a parallel, right? Judge the equivalent resistance when the following are connected in parallel. First, 1 ohm and 10 raised to 6 ohm, right? So dear students, here we have to find out the equivalent resistance when the 1 ohm resistance and 10 raised to 6 ohm resistor are connected in a parallel. And second, 1 ohm, 10 raised to 3 ohm and 10 raised to 6 ohm resistors are connected in a parallel. So nothing to do here. When the two resistors are connected in a parallel, we know that the formula of the equivalent resistance. So here we have to find out the equivalent resistance when the 1 ohm resistance and 10 raised to 6 ohm resistance are connected in a parallel. So answer of the first question, when the 1 ohm and 10 raised to 6 ohm resistor are connected in a parallel, right? When 1 ohm and 10 raised to 6 ohm are connected in a parallel, the equivalent resistance is R. We know the formula. When the two resistors are connected in a parallel, what is the formula? 1 divided by R is equal to 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2, right? That is the formula of the equivalent resistance when two resistors are connected in parallel, right? The reciprocal of equivalent resistance is sum of the reciprocal of each resistance. So here R1 is given to you 1 ohm and R2 is given to you 10 raised to 6, that means a 10 lakh ohm, right? So we put a formula, 1 divided by R is equal to 1 by 1 plus 1 divided by 10 raised to 6, right? So from this, if we take the LCM, 10 raised to 6 plus 1 divided by 10 raised to 6, right? So we get a equivalent resistance R is equal to 10 raised to 6 divided by 10 raised to 6 plus 1. So here the 10 raised to 6 is very large compared to 1. So neglect this 1 compared to the 10 raised to 6, we get the approximately answer of a 1 ohm. So the equivalent resistance in the parallel combination is smaller than the smallest value of the resistance. So here the equivalent resistance is a smaller than the smallest resistance, that is a 1 ohm. Similarly, you can calculate when 1 ohm resistor, 10 raised to 3 ohm resistor and 10 raised to 6 ohm resistor are connected in a parallel. Here the three resistance are given to you and we need to find the equivalent resistance when these three resistance R1, R2 and R3 are connected in a parallel. So according to the formula, the equivalent resistance is a sum of the reciprocal of each resistance. So we get we put a formula 1 by R is equal to 1 by 1, R1 is equal to 1 ohm. 1 by 10 raised to 3, R2 is equal to 10 raised to 3 ohm, plus 1 by 10 raised to 6, R3 is equal to 10 raised to 6 ohm. So if we take the LCM, we get 10 raised to 6 plus 10 raised to 3 plus 1 divided by 10 raised to 6. 10 raised to 6, that means a 10 lakh. 10 raised to 3, that means 1,000 plus 1. 10 lakh, 1,000 plus 1. We get the answer 10 lakh 1001 and divide by 10 lakh. So we get the R is equal to 10 lakh divided by 10 lakh 1001. We get the value 0.999, approximately 1, right? So the here also the three resistance 1 ohm, 10 raised to 3 ohm and 10 raised to 6 ohm are connected in a parallel. The equivalent resistor is smaller than the smallest value of resistance. So here the smallest value of resistance is a 1 ohm. So the equivalent resistance is less than 1 ohm. We can say that approximately it is a 1 ohm. Now question number 2 of page number 216, right? An electric lamp of 100 ohm. Resistance of electric lamp, given that the resistance of the electric lamp is a 100 ohm, say we say R1. So R1 is given to you 100 ohm. A toaster of a resistance 50 ohm. Resistance of toaster, say R2, is given to you 50 ohm, right? And a water filter of a resistance of a 500 ohm. Resistance of the water filter is R3 is equal to 500 ohm. Are connected in parallel to 220 volt source. These three appliances are connected in a parallel with the potential difference of 220 volt. So voltage source is given to you 220 volt. So here the three appliances are given to you. Electric lamp has a resistance 100 ohm, toaster has a resistance 50 ohm, water filter has a resistance 500 ohm, and all the three are connected in a parallel to a 220 volt source. What is the resistance of the electric iron connected to the same source that takes as much current as all the three appliances, and what is the current through it, right? Now what is the resistance? We need to find the resistance of the electric iron connected to the same source of the battery 220 volt, right? As much current as all the three appliances. So and what is the current through it? So we need to find here the resistance of the electric iron and the current passing through the electric iron. So dear here students, here the three resistance, first R1 is equal to 100 ohm, R2 is equal to 50 ohm and R3 is equal to 500 ohm, connected in a parallel combination with a source of battery of a 220 volt, right? Source of the battery of a 220 volt. So first resistance R1 is equal to 100 ohm. Second resistance R2 of the toaster is a 50 ohm, and third resistance R3 of the water heater 500 ohm are connected in a parallel with the source of a battery 220 volt. Now calculate the equivalent resistance of the circuit. First calculate the equivalent resistance of the circuit. So when the three resistors are connected in a parallel, the equivalent resistance is calculated like this: 1 by R equivalent resistance is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. We place a value: 1 divided by R1 is 100 ohm plus 1 divided by R2 is 50 ohm and 1 divided by R3 is a 500 ohm. Taking a LCM, we get 5 plus 10 plus 1. Here we need to multiply by 100 multiply by 5, 50 multiply by 10, and 500 multiply by 1. So we get the 5 plus 10 plus 1 divided by 500. We get 16 divided by 500. So what is the equivalent resistance? R is equal to, we get a 500 by 16, reciprocal of this, because here 1 by R is there. So the reciprocal of this, we get the equivalent resistance R is equal to 500 divided by 16 ohm, right? So this way we can calculate a equivalent resistance when all the three appliances are connected in a parallel. So we get equivalent resistance R is equal to 500 by 16 ohm. Now according to Ohm's law, you know that V is equal to I into R. So according to the Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. From that, we can calculate the electric current passing through the circuit. I is equal to V divided by R. So how we can calculate the current passing through the circuit? I is equal to V divided by R. V given that 220 volt and R we calculated 500 divided by 16. So 220 multiplied by 16 divided by 500, we get the electric current passing through the circuit is a 7.04 ampere, right? So 7.04 ampere of current is drawn by all the three given appliances. Now the question is that what current drawn an electric iron connected to the same source of the potential. So the current drawn by electric iron connected to the same source of the potential 220 volt is 7.04 ampere, right? Same amount of the electric current drawn to the electric iron when connected with the same potential difference. So now what is the resistance of the electric iron? So let the resistance of the electric iron is R dash, right? So according to the Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R dash. So the resistance of the electric iron R dash is equal to V divided by I. V given 220 volt divided by current we calculated 7.04. We get the answer 31.25 ohm. So the electric resistance of the iron is 31.25 ohm and current flowing through it is a 7.04 ampere. Now question number 3 on a page number 216. What are the advantages of connecting an electric device in a parallel with the battery instead of connecting them in a series? So what are the advantages when the appliances are connected in a parallel instead of connected in a series? So what is the answer of this? There is no division of voltage among the appliances when connected in a parallel. So dear students, we know that when the several resistors are connected in a parallel, the potential difference across each resistor are same. Similarly, when the several appliances are connected in a parallel, the potential across each appliance are same. So there is no division of voltage among all the appliances. Whereas when we connected in a series, the voltage is divided among all the appliances. So that is the first advantage of the electric device connected in a parallel. What is the first advantage? There is no division of voltage among the appliances when connected in a parallel. The potential difference across each appliance is equal to the supply voltage, right? So same amount of the voltage is supplied to each appliance. Next effective advantage is that the total effective resistance of the circuit can be reduced by the connecting the electric appliance in a parallel. Dear students, we know that when the several resistors are connected in a parallel, the effective resistance, equivalent resistance, is smaller than the smallest value of the resistance. So the total equivalent resistance of the circuit can be reduced by connecting electric appliance in the parallel. Now question number 4. How can three resistors of resistance 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm be connected to give a total resistance of 4 ohm and 1 ohm? Here dear students, three resistor of a resistance given. One is a 2 ohm, second one is a 3 ohm and third one is a 6 ohm. Now how we can connect these three resistance to get a total resistance of a 4 ohm and 1 ohm? So we take a several combination of the resistance. When all the three resistors are connected in a series, what is the equivalent resistance? You know that orally. When all the three resistors are connected in series, the equivalent resistance is 6 plus 3 plus 2 is a 11 ohm. So answer is not there here, 4 ohm or 11 ohm. So how we connected these three resistors to get a total resistance of a 4 ohm and a 1 ohm? So question number 1 is given that 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm resistors are given to you. Now these three resistors are connected like this. 3 ohm and 6 ohm resistor are connected in a parallel combination, and in this combination, right, 2 ohm resistor are connected in a series. Now calculate what is the equivalent resistance. So here dear students, 6 ohm and 3 ohm resistor are connected in a parallel. Therefore, the equivalent resistance will be given by 1 divided by 1 by 6 1 plus 1 by 3. We get 6 into 3 divided by 6 plus 3. We get the 2 ohm. So equivalent resistance. So here you obtain the equivalent resistance of these two parallel combination is a 2 ohm, right? When the 3 ohm and 6 ohm resistor are connected in a parallel, we get the equivalent resistance 2 ohm. We can calculate it directly by this formula. R, equivalent resistance R is equal to R1 into R2. R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2. So we can calculate the equivalent resistance when the two resistors R1 and R2 are connected in a parallel. We can calculate the equivalent resistance by this formula. R is equal to R1 R2 multiplication of these two resistance divided by addition of these two resistance. We get 6 into 3 divided by 6 plus 3, we get a 2 ohm, right? Now this configuration is connected with the 2 ohm in a series. So the equivalent resistance of a resistance 2 ohm is connected to a 2 ohm in a series, right? This configuration and the resistor 2 ohm, right, are connected in a series. So we get the equivalent resistance is R1 plus R2. 2 plus 2, we get a 4 ohm resistance. So dear students, when the two resistors 3 ohm and 6 ohm are connected in a parallel, and with the series of 2 ohm resistance, the equivalent resistance of this configuration is 4 ohm. So that is the answer of first question. How 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm resistors are connected such that the equivalent resistance is a 4 ohm. So the 2 ohm resistors are connected in series with a parallel configuration of 3 ohm and 6 ohm resistance. Now the answer of the second question: how 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 1 ohm resistance are connected such that the equivalent resistance are of a 1 ohm. So how 3 resistance of 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm are connected such that the equivalent resistance of the configuration is a 1 ohm. So when this all the three resistors are connected in parallel, right? 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm. All the three resistors are connected in a parallel, right? The equivalent resistance we get the 1 ohm. How we calculate the equivalent resistance of the parallel configuration? You know very well, right? So R is 1 upon R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Put the value of R1, R2 and R3. We get the equivalent resistance of the 1 ohm. So when these three resistance 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm are connected in a parallel, the equivalent resistance is a 1 ohm. Question 5. What is highest and the lowest total resistance that can be secured by combination of 4 coils of a resistance 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 12 ohm and 24 ohm? So when we connected 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 12 ohm and 20 ohm, what highest resistance we obtain or what is the lowest resistance we obtain? So dear students, you know that so when the all the resistors are connected in series, the value of total resistance is larger than the largest resistance. So when this all the 4 coils of a resistance 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 12 ohm and 24 ohm are connected in a series combination, right? If these coils are connected in a series combination, right, then the equivalent resistance will be the highest, and it is the obtained by sum of each resistance, right? So the equivalent resistance we obtain is a 48 ohm. So when the four resistance 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 12 ohm and 24 ohm are connected in a series, the equivalent resistance will be the highest. And what is the value of this equivalent resistance? Calculated by sum of each resistance, right? We get the answer 48 ohm. Now what is the lowest resistance, smallest resistance? So when this all the four resistance 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 12 ohm and 24 ohm are connected in a parallel, the equivalent resistance we obtain is a lowest resistance. So what is the value of the lowest resistance? Is calculated by this formula. 1 by R is the equivalent resistance is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4. So instead of this, we put a value of R1 is equal to 4 ohm, R2 is equal to 8 ohm, R3 is equal to 12 ohm and R4 is equal to 24 ohm. Right? We get the lowest resistance of a 2 ohm. Right? So try yourself to calculate this resistance. So the lowest resistance is a 2 ohm and the highest resistance is a 48 ohm. So when all the four resistors are connected in a series, the highest resistance is obtained, and its value is a 48 ohm. And when all the four resistors are connected in parallel, we obtain the lowest resistance, and its value is a 2 ohm. Now we discuss the in-text question answer given in a page number 218, right? So three questions are given in the page number 218. We discuss the answer of these three questions. So question 1 on the page number 218. Why does the cord of an electric heater not glow while the heating element does? Right? Electric heater, when the current passing through the electric heater cannot glow. Why the electric heater not glow while the heating element? The heating element of answer of this question is the heating element of an electric heater is a resistor. The amount of heat produced by it is proportional to its resistance. So the heating element of the heater is a resistor, and the amount of the heat produced by heating element is proportional to the resistance. The resistance of the element of the electric heater is very high. The resistance of the element of electric heater is very high. So as the current flows through the heating element, it becomes too hot and glows red. On the other hand, the resistance of the cord is low. It does not become red when the current flow is through it, right? So dear students, the electric heater, the heating element of the electric heater is a resistor. So when the heating element, the resistance of the electric heater is very low, so it does not become red when the current is passing through it, right? Question 2 on page 218. Compute the heat generated while transferring 96,000 coulomb of the charge. Here the amount of the electric charge is given to you 96,000 coulomb. In a 1 hour, time is given to you 1 hour through a potential difference of the 50 volt, right? What amount of the heat will be generated by transferring a 96,000 coulomb of the charge in a 1 hour through a potential difference of the 50 volt? So the answer of this question is the amount of heat produced is given by the equation Joule's law of heating. You know the formula of the Joule's law of heating, H is equal to V into I into T, where potential voltage is given to you 50 volt, time is a 1 hour, we need to convert 1 hour into the second. So 1 hour is equal to 1 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 60 second. So 1 hour is equal to 3600 second. Now we need to calculate the electric current passing through it. So amount of electric current I is equal to amount of the electric charge divided by time, right? You know the formula of the electric current, I is equal to Q by T. So here the charge is given to you 96,000 divided by time is a 3600. We get the electric current passing through it is a 80 by 3 ampere. So put in the formula, heat energy generated H is equal to VI into T. V given to you 50, I we obtain 80 by 3, and time T is given to you 60 into 60. If you calculate, we get the answer 48 lakh joule. Right? We get the answer 48 lakh. Instead of this 48 lakh, we can write like this 4.8 into 10 raised to 6 joule, or we can write a 48 lakh joule. Question number 3. an electric iron of a resistance 20 ohm. Here the resistance R is given to you 20 ohm. So take the resistance R is equal to 20 ohm. Takes a current of a 5 ampere. Current I is given to you 5 ampere. Calculate the heat developed in a 30 second. Time T is given to you 30 second. So what amount of the heat energy produced through the resistor? So the heat energy developed in the resistor we calculate by a H is equal to formula I square into R into T. So the value of I we take a 5 ampere, value of R 20 and value of T is a 30 second. Put the value here, we get the answer 5 square multiply by R 20 multiply by T 30 second. So by calculating this, we get the answer of the heat energy developed through the resistor in a 30 second. So calculate by yourself this answer. Now we discuss last two questions given in the page number 220. Right? Two question is given in a page number 220. We discuss the answer of this question. Question 1. What determines the rate at which energy is delivered by a current? Right? What determines the rate at which the energy is delivered by a current? So we know that the rate of energy delivered is called the electric power. So the rate of consumption of electric energy in an electric appliance is called the electric power. So the power determines the rate at which the energy is delivered by the electric current. So the answer is electric power. Electric power determines the rate of energy delivered by electric current. Question 2. An electric motor takes a 5 ampere. 5 ampere, that is the electric current given to you. Right? So take the I is equal to 5 ampere from a 220 volt light. Take a V is equal to 220 volt. Determine the power of the motor and the energy consumed in a 2 hour. 2 hour, that is a time T is equal to take a 2 hour. T is equal to take a 2 hours and convert it into the second like this. 2 into 1 hour is equal to 3600 second. Right? So convert this time into the second. So what amount of the power of the motor and the energy consumed in a 2 hour? So power we calculated by P is equal to V into I. Right? V is given to you 220 volt and I is equal to 5 ampere. We get the electric power is equal to 220 into 5, 1100 volt, 1100 volt, and energy consumed in a 2 hour is calculated by H is equal to I square R into T, right? That we were calculated in a previous example. So calculate the energy consumed by the electric motor by the formula I square R into T, or we use a formula H is equal to V into I into T. So take this formula because the here given V is given to you 220, I is given to you 5 ampere and T is given to you 2 into 3600. So we can use this formula H is equal to Vi into T. Take the V is equal to 220 multiply by I is equal to 5 ampere and T 2 multiplied by 3600, right? So calculate this, we get the energy consumed by a motor in a 2 hour. So dear students, I hope that you understand all the question, answer of all the questions given in the textbook. In the next video, we discuss the questions, answer of the questions given in the exercise. So keep watching my video.